you are a FIFO worker, you're a shady lady, and the last few years of your life have been committed to full-blown bodybuilding. Can you talk us through a bit about like what your routine actually looks like? Because it's hectic.
People glorify being that lean, but it hurts. And it hurts like everywhere. And like you're just so tired and, you know, mentally drained. And like it's so cool to see, but it's definitely not a place you want to sit in for too long. And it's not very healthy either. I would rather surround myself around people like you who want to grow and who want to get out of the comfort zone and push that next level, because then it levels you up as well.
You are a different person to who you were a year ago, but I've been through this, so I get it too. We've both been through it together, which is like pissing off certain people from your hometown and people being really hard on you and relationships changing and you're becoming this big, bright, shiny, incredible version of yourself, and how much that like upsets all the small people. This podcast is being recorded on Gubby land. We pay our respects to the traditional custodians of this land, our country, and elders past and present. I am Cait Muir, and thanks for coming back again for another episode of Tell Me About a Podcast. And today I have my BFFL, Katie Alexander. I'm clapping for her because she's the best thing ever. I actually wanted to share directly Katie's, I always ask my guests for like, how they want to be introduced, what they want to be known as. If there's anything in particular they want to say. And I'm going to read this out word for word because it's possibly the cutest intro I've ever received, which is, I've seen Katie in so many phases of her life, from the girl who we both swear we met before we actually met, the girl who literally followed you to the sunny coast, the yaps in your salon days, the foodie dates, the late, the wholesome and the funny nights, the dates where we ordered way too much food, the traumatic relationships and the hard chats in between. Katie is only in sunny Queensland for a third of the time, working FIFO as an underground Sparky while prepping for not only one, but many, many bodybuilding shows. Always prepping something. Look, you are a FIFO worker, you're a shady lady, and I just think you are fucking epic. But more than that, the last few years of your life have been committed to full-blown bodybuilding. And I know that if you're watching, she's wearing heaps of clothes right now, but normally she's rolling around in like skanky little bikinis.
But they're beautiful.
I know, but I need to share this because this is a long list. So World Championships were in Gold Coast in September. You placed third for amateur bikini athletic. And then Bali, you went to compete again and you were first place amateur bikini athletic category and you earned your pro card, which I'm going to get you to explain soon, as well as that you won first place amateur fitness category. So I believe not many people win two things. Is that right?
No, it's very rare to win two. So I cleaned up that day.
Such a fucking overachiever, aren't you, babe? And then we went all the way over to Vegas in November and you took away second place pro bikini athletic category for 35 plus and first place pro bikini athletic category and crowned as Miss Pro Champion. And if you're not watching online, you should be, because the crown, it's like Miss Universe. I love it.
It's amazing.
It's so good.
Do you want to know something funny about this crown too? Is that when I was traveling through LA, I had like 2 suitcases and my carry-on, and I was like, well, where am I going to put my crown? I was like, on my head it goes. And people treat you like a celebrity.
Like you're actually like, Princess Diana.
And like, you know how airport security at...
especially in the US.
Yeah, they're very...
Shoes are off, everything's off.
They were so nice to me. I was like, I need to wear this crown more often.
I think they genuinely thought you were royalty, which is hilarious. I love. Look, it's obviously been a massive year of wins for you, and like a massive, you fucking won everything, which we love. But it didn't start like that. Last year you came last.
Yes.
So and it was your first year competing?
It was my first year competing last year. And I guess for me, I'd wanted to do bodybuilding for quite some time, but I never felt like I always feared the judgment that would come with it. And I got to a point where I was like...
Because people are fucking horrible to female bodybuilders? Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was like, I'm sick of worrying about what everyone else thinks of me. This is what I want to do. I'm going to go after it. And I decided to just throw myself into the world of bodybuilding. And while my prep was great, I still had a lot of self-doubt. I still had a lot of confidence issues. I essentially was posing like a giraffe when I started. You've probably seen the videos. And it was a really, really, it was really new territory to me. So it was all very new and very challenging. So I guess my first prep taught me a lot about the world of bodybuilding. And I got on that stage and I was proud of what I'd brought. But I guess not getting a call out that day could have gone one of two ways for me. I could have been like, you know what? Fuck this, why am I doing this? I just sacrificed so much. Or I could have gone the other way and been like, you know what? The fire's lit, let's go. And so I actually met with my coach, Sam, a couple of days later. And I still remember the words that she said to me is sometimes those who experience the greatest losses in bodybuilding will use that essentially.
In anything.
Yeah. Use that pain or use that loss as a way to propel them forward. And from then, my mind, I just went, that's it. Flick of the switch. I was like, I'm going to get my pro card next year.
I don't think people really appreciate quite how much goes into the prep of bodybuilding. Can you talk us through a bit about what your routine actually looks like? Because it's hectic. Actually makes me feel a little bit sick.
Well, I guess the thing is people see the 20-week preps and they think that's where all the work's done. But the work's actually not done in the 20-week prep. You are literally just revealing everything you've done in those however long before, where you are eating more food, you are pushing in the gym, you are making sure your recovery is good, you are ticking all the boxes to ensure that you have grown enough to fit that category. So essentially when you get to prep time, it's kind of an exciting time because you're revealing all of that delayed gratification because you're going to spend a good part of your time actually not looking in that shredded state.
Yep.
So but essentially when I do go into my prep, I am 100% on everything is
You're
perfect.
the only person I know who does bodybuilding that follows it to an absolute T. There is no cheat days. There is not even a bit of sugar-free oil. There's there's enough, you are so strict with it. And you bring your little packaged lunch when we go out to lunch and it's obviously paid off for you, but
Yeah, I do still incorporate some Pepsi Max and sugar-free cordial, and they're things that do help get you by on those days.
Yeah.
But essentially, everything in terms of my meal plan, my training, my posing, my sleep when I can get it, is all to a T. So, but just working through my FIFO role as well as prepping for a bodybuilding show, it gets pretty hectic.
What's a normal work day for you? What's a normal day in the middle of that?
In the middle of prep.
Yeah, okay. So when you're working away, you're down in bumfuck nowhere with 4,500 other tradies, and what does it look like?
Okay, so strap in for this. My days start at 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
I'll get up. I will have my pre-workout meal if we still have that in.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'll just be a pre-workout.
Yeah.
Some caffeine. By the end, that's sort of what it was.
Yeah.
I will go to training. I will get to training at about 2. I will train from 2 to say 3:30.
Yeah.
I will either cardio, pose, both, depending how much time I've got.
Yep.
And then sometimes it would even come down to me having to do half my cardio in the morning and then going back. So I'd start work. I'd go back to my room at 5, get ready for work, get the bus to work at 5:15, 5:30, pre-start at 5:45, work 6 till 6, and then I would either go back, finish off my cardio, or I would leg it to bed and try and get to bed as soon as I could to then get up at 1:30 again and rinse and repeat for 14 days. Sickening
behaviour, but I love it and I love the commitment, and I guess that makes it a bit sweeter when you've got your week home as well, where you can actually just catch up on a bit of sleep, do your workouts at whatever time of day feels right when around that too. But there's also a lot of appointments with posing coaches and online appointments and all sorts of things as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So prep's just a pretty hectic time. So when I do have that week off, I am catching up on all of those things as well.
Yeah.
So essentially my friends and family don't see me for 20 weeks. So there's a lot of sacrifice around relationships, but I guess I'm so lucky that I've got such a solid support network, both down at work. My workmates are amazing. My best friend's down there, she's amazing as well. And, I've got people like you who understand what it takes and who will never, get angry at me when I say, you know what, I'm not going to be able to make it. Like,
yeah, like my birthday the last 4 years. No, I think it's if you're a dedicated person in whatever, what's it called, in like whatever thing that you choose, whether that's business, whether that's fitness, whether that's competing in something, just whatever that is, I think you kind of have a better understanding of like, sometimes I'm the same. Like there was times there where you didn't see me because I'm fucking flying all over the place, working and doing all sorts of things. And I think that like you just appreciate that no matter what your discipline is, you've just got to put your head down, butt up sometimes and get it done. And that's just part of it. And I don't hate you and there's nothing going on and there's nothing wrong. It's just that right now my focus is on this, and then I'll see you on the flip side.
And we'll catch up and nothing will have changed.
Oh my God, 100%.
But like then again with that is like I would rather surround myself around people like you who want to grow and who want to push that next, like get out of the comfort zone and push that next level, because then it levels you up as well. So, you know, essentially you might not see each other for, you know, a few months, but you're like, yeah, my girl is growing. So yeah, I think there's just a real beauty in surrounding yourself with people who also want to grow.
Yeah, and I mean, like, I guess that leads perfectly into one of the topics for today, which was too that, like, it's like we met when we were both young, dumb, full of cum, and used to just go out and party and do all the different things. And we were very different people back then. But I think even like just the people that you choose to surround yourself with in life is so important and so vital, and so it impacts you so much.
Absolutely.
You can't have complications in romantic relationships, in friendships, in family dynamics, in anything. And I think that's a really important thing to highlight too.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there. Like, and it's a big part of the reason like why I've kept my circle so close and you've really, you know, narrowed down your circle as well. Because we both appreciate that we don't need a lot of friends. We just need friends who want to grow and who are going to back us 100%.
Yeah, 100%. I think there's some like really funny bits of bodybuilding that I know that we talk about. I'm going to go there because I just think it's funny. Because on the surface, you look so fucking glamorous. First of all, if you see you at work, Katie is like homeless Katie.
Yeah.
And then if people look at your Instagram, you're like this beautiful, glamorous, put together thing in the middle of a photo shoot. The contrast is real.
And I always talk about like, you'll see us on show day and we'll look amazing. But like the weeks leading up to that, you literally look like a rag doll. And you are just like, you know, your eyes are sunken and you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm not okay. But yeah, even with work, and Phoebe, my best friend, and I down there, we call it the girlify process. Yep. So like, you know, we'll look around on day one and then it just slowly like dwindles down and then it gets to day 30
day by day.
And we're like, the girlify is approaching. And by the time we get home, it's either the night before or the day we get home, we get our hair washed, you know, we might put some tan on and we're like, girlify is complete. And we turn back into essentially looking like ladies again.
Well, that's funny that you mentioned tan, because your tans when like hectic bodybuilding tans. I used to be a spray tanner for lots of bodybuilders and it's like layers and layers and layers and literal Oompa Loompa to then look like absolute scratchy, patchy garbage.
Yes. And like I think I put like 2 coats on myself and then I get my base coat and then I get another base coat. So that's 4 whole layers of tan. And then on show day they'll give you a top coat, which isn't like actual tan, it's like a body makeup.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really shimmery and nice. But like you get on stage and you're like, I'm a muscle mummy. But then like it's the nicest thing to wash off. But then like probably the week after that you are walking around, you're like, I can't do anything about this. This is just who I am.
That is so funny.
And you've got like tiger red tan and you're like,
whatever.
I'm just owning it.
I am who I am.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the memes too. Like, no.
Honestly, you know, and anywhere that you like sit or rub or clothes rub or anything like that on you, it's so fucking funny.
Yeah, so true. And like sometimes like where my hive is, like the bottom of my hive is on my PPE will rub and then I'll have like this one strip of white. It's really cute girl. Tradie things, you know.
And I think for an all-natural queen, something that you always giggle about is the fit tits, or lack of fit tits, I should say.
Absolutely. And like,
where have the boobies gone?
Yeah, they're coming back slowly.
She's eating her way back into normal life.
But yeah, those bikinis do great things to make you look like you've got at least something.
And I think as well as that, like as well as getting super muscly and everything too, you talk a lot about how you get a real bony ass and you. Like, it hurts to sit. I can't sit.
yeah.
You basically have to sit on padding.
Honestly, like sitting down for longer than 20 minutes at a time and like even like sleeping on your hip bones, like you have to change. Like nothing feels good when you are that lean. Like it is, you know, people glorify being that lean, but like it hurts, and it hurts like everywhere. And like you're just so tired and, you know, mentally drained. And like it's so cool to see, but it's definitely not a place you want to sit in for too long. And it's not very healthy either.
You even look different in the last couple of weeks since seeing you like fully cut, fully everything's full. I know. The face is back, the colour's back, there's life coming back. It's obscene and incredible what you do to your bodies and like what you put yourself through. But even comparing you from like last year losing to this year, like the transformation in your body alone, I know you went way harder this year and you just look like a different person. It's so good.
And I think like the level up between each show for me was like just something like I'd never experienced before. Like the level up in how much I believed in myself and my confidence and just in my physique and everything. And it just was like, I'm getting goosebumps. It was just like absolutely amazing because like I went into Worlds and I was like confident, but I still had that little bit of like, am I good enough?
Yeah, I think you always have that. I think that's a part of like always striving to be better and always like I'm like that every time I get on stage. Am I going to give value? Am I going to blah, blah, blah? Are they going to like me? And like most of those people know exactly who I am. Like,
but then like
makes you better.
We got my feedback from Worlds and it was to come in more conditioned, which we knew. We didn't bring me in like as conditioned as what I could be just because I had 9 weeks between shows. And so when we got that, we were like, game on. Like, I know how to get conditioned. Like, my body likes getting conditioned. I've got the grit. So for those like 3 weeks, we absolutely pushed. And then, you know, I was rewarded with my pro card. And then
which is huge.
Yeah. And that was the goal. Yeah. That was the big goal. So I then went, you know, cool, I get to do my pro debut in Vegas, like of all places. Isn't that like
showgirl,
a dream come true? And so we just like put our head down and like Sam and I came up with a plan and there was some really hard times because it was 6 weeks to essentially stay comp lean, which is really difficult.
Fucking hard.
And then it was just like something in me just knew, like I just remember saying to you, you know, let's wait till after Vegas to do the podcast. I remember saying to a friend, I'm going to buy this black one piece so when I win my crown, I can go out to the desert and shoot, which I did.
Yeah.
And then on the morning of show day, I was like, I want to win today. And it's just this aura that you feel when you wake up. Like I had the same thing for Bali. And you don't want to say it out loud to anyone.
No.
Because you're like, I don't want to seem cocky. But like it's just a feeling.
You have to have that though to do what you do.
Yeah.
An element of it. Not
it's a feeling. Yeah. It's a feeling you have. And I had that Bali and I woke up at Vegas and I was like, we're going to win today. And like, I don't know what it is, but your intuition knows. Like,
I think that you are a different person to who you were a year ago too. Like I think you had other stuff going on in your life that maybe clouded a little bit of who you were. You wanted to be this thing, but and like I've been through this, so I get it too. We've both been through it together, which is like pissing off certain people from your hometown and people being really hard on you and relationships changing and you're becoming this big, bright, shiny, incredible version of yourself and how much that like upsets all the small people. And yeah, I think that just seeing you this year compared to last year is just like you're a whole different beast, like in all the best ways.
And like you'll know this when you can like unapologetically step into exactly who you want to be, then like nothing else matters. You're like, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I've got my goals. Fuck what everyone else thinks. Like, am I going to get to the end of my life and be like, I'm really glad I didn't do the thing because I was worried about people judging me? Or am I going to get to the end of my life and be like, I went all in. I did that. Like,
I think, and look, it like I said before about the different disciplines too, I think no matter what you choose to do, you've got to be all in. Yeah. Otherwise it's never going to work.
Absolutely.
And so many people can't do that.
Yeah. And that's what I chose. Like when I stepped away from that stage and I essentially came last, I was like, well, no, like that's not enough for me.
Yeah.
I love this sport and I do it because I love it.
Yep.
But I want more. And
we got so good. It's so good. Because you haven't always been into bodybuilding. Like obviously you did CrossFitting for a while, you just did general gymming for a while. You were like snowboard queen for a while.
I've always been like a bit of a But yeah, I grew up doing team sports, and then I moved to Canada, fell in love with snowboarding. Obviously continued that. I haven't been for a few years now.
Yeah.
Just because I've been so into my gym. But yeah, and then I actually began weight training through CrossFit, which was just like, for me, I fell in love with weight training. I fell in love with feeling strong. And then obviously gyms closed in 2020 and like I had a shoulder injury and it kind of forced me, I went and bought my own gym gear and it forced me into this like more traditional style strength training. And I just like fell head over heels for it.
Love it.
And I was like, I think the thing I like about bodybuilding too is that, you know, you can be in the gym, but you can also embrace that feminine. And for me, having such like a job that is very male dominated.
So blokey, yeah.
This allows me to like step into that feminine energy and still push myself and be a strong woman.
Still be strong, yeah. Still be like a strong, powerful person that you are. That's so true. I've kind of never thought about that like juxtaposition of being like so like masculine, I guess, and muscly, but then versus like you get to wear like the most beautiful outfits and fucking crowns and sashes and like heels,
posing and connecting with yourself and touching your body like it's such a feminine
and
trait.
It's feeling into yourself. I love that. I've never thought of it like that. Even just like how much bloody glam you do around those things.
It's so fun.
We're shooting to that.
Yes.
Touching on past you obviously you're still an apprentice. So you have not been an electrician for a long time. You were at one stage of your life a teacher, which I think is the most fucking hilarious thing ever.
That was not for me.
A whole new hell. You also, you spent so much time traveling overseas, living overseas, all the things like, tell us a little bit about that because that's a pretty fucking cool experience.
I know. It was actually wild. And like, I think we met maybe at my going away. Or sometime around then.
It was a few months before that, I reckon. We don't actually know how we met, which is kind of funny either, because the first time we did meet was at Lammy's.
I know you.
Shout out Lammy's. And we were like, how the fuck do I know you? How the fuck do I know you? And then we just kept never worked
We've never worked it out, which is fine because we're still here.
Love
we're
it.
friends.
And that was when we were 18?
Or we were pretty young.
Yeah, babies.
Absolute babies. But yeah, like I essentially finished uni. I obviously studied teaching and I was in a really toxic relationship at the time, which ended. And I was just sort of struggling. But I guess like for me, I needed a change. I needed to change up my life a little bit. And, you know, I had this opportunity to nanny overseas, which I was like, why not? And I'd never really been overseas. I'd been to Bali. And I was like, yeah, let's go halfway over the world.
Basically like going to Tassie.
But I do have family in Calgary in Canada. And it was actually so amazing to go over there. And, you know, I nannied for this Canadian family, but just to have like my family close by and create this really special connection with them over there as well. Like that will always have a place in my heart.
So cute.
So yeah, that was a really nice experience in itself. And then, I came home and I started teaching and that was like where like I had a lot of like, I guess, mental health issues at that time. Probably now looking back, mostly because I felt like I was living these two lifestyles. Like I had to be this proper professional person, which like, you know, like.
So did I when I first started.
I'm not that person. And like, it makes you feel like you're living a double life. And then I would go home and I would be exactly who I am now.
Yeah.
And
I think also,
it was tough.
Just to cut you in there too, like you're from a very small town. You're from country Vic, like country Vic. I'm obviously from Geelong, but you have come from even more country than that. So it's like, there's also small town traditions and weird things that you carry with you as well, even from Geelong, even from places like that, that you like feel like you need to fit this mold. I mean, you're a school teacher from a country town. Like,
and
it says a lot,
It was like fitting that, I guess like everyone puts so much pressure on fitting that like white picket fence life. And like,
yuck.
They act as if that's the only option. And it's just like, there's so much more in the world and in this life than just getting married, having kids, buying a house, working a 9-to-5 job. And
I mean, indoctrination is insane too.
And like the fact that people measure that as success, and well, like I'm not dissing that. If you want that,
go get it.
Go for it. It's great.
But like, you're not superior to people who don't want that either, for wanting that.
I know. And I think that was something I struggled with for a long time because I felt like that was what the mold that I had to fit. But you and me both know that neither of us are like that.
No.
Like, we're not like that at all. And so we've gone down a different route. And, you know, I do talk to my friends who have kids and I'm like, I'm so happy for them and they're so happy and it's amazing. And I love that for them. But then they're also like, what you're doing is amazing too. And there's no sort of like, I'm better than you.
100%.
Yeah, and I think that's sort of something that needs to be remembered, that there's no right way to do life.
No, and I think it's like, that's the thing that I really struggled with for a long time, was growing up in a family where they felt that they were superior to other people because there wasn't divorce. That's why I stayed in my marriage for as long as I did, because I didn't want to get divorced, because I didn't want to upset my family. And then, you know, they're superior because they're monogamous, or they're superior because they have X, Y, Z, rather than just being like, that's cool, that's your pathway, this is my pathway, super proud of you, and go fly.
Happy you and happy you. Like, it's like, you know, if you're happy, that's all that matters.
Totally. Exactly right. Exactly right. And look, you touched on mental health a little bit, and I definitely think that does affect like how you show up in all sorts of elements of your life. You also talk about you escaped Australia in your early 20s to basically escape life itself, but in turn it really like helped you to kind of like learn who you are. And
yeah, I mean, I spent a lot of my 20s feeling very lost. So essentially like quitting my teaching job is where I was like, oh, like
now
I'm not meant to feel like this. Like that's not, all of those sort of like all of that mood sort of changed. And then I sort of went into this mentality of what am I going to do? And then this apprenticeship popped up and I was like, well, I've thought about that for a while. So fuck it, why not? And then I did that. And then that built my confidence. And then I started my FIFO role. And then that built my confidence more. And then I was like, well, if I can do that, I can do bodybuilding.
Yeah.
And then it's just that belief in yourself that you can go after exactly what you want in life.
Yeah. I think it's also, I think traveling is like, in my experience, like one of the most powerful things I ever did. I never went longer than, the longest I was ever away was 4 months. Yeah. And even that changed me so much, especially when you do it solo, I think is really important too. Like, fuck, I just want everybody in their 20s to just go and spend all their money on traveling the world.
I know, absolutely.
Go see everything. Go do everything, go see everything, spend all your money, and you can deal with the rest of it later. But I think that's, you know, really powerful too, that you just kind of like 45 career changes in your 35 years of life.
I've finally shown what I like, and I've stuck with this one for 4 years now. But touching on the travel as well, going overseas as a bodybuilder and still having to hit all of your like meals, like that is
especially
like
in America.
Well, like I had to like freeze all my meals for my long haul flight and then just pray that they stayed like good enough to eat on the plane. And so we flew premium economy over. Yep. And so they were like bringing out all the food and I was like, no. And they're like, oh, well, like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah.
It's a 15-hour flight, love. You probably need to eat.
This lad wrap bag of just like rice and beef mince.
Just great.
Like, yeah. So yeah, that was really interesting. And then when you get there, like you're really hungry, but then you've still got to get to the shops to get the food that you need because you can't just go and get takeaway. So it's like there's so many little elements that I guess
America
I was naive to.
Food too.
Yeah.
It's so hard to eat well over there.
Oh, and they've got amazing rice cakes. So
do they?
I brought some back with me. Like,
just
not even joking. They're so good. And any bodybuilder that listens to this who's been over there will be like, yes, get the Quaker rice cakes.
I love that too. But look, I just love that you like lean into all the uncomfortable things that scare the fuck out of you, because that's one of my many principles that like I work to, as always. Like I do the things that make me feel horrible and weird and uncomfortable because they help me to be better in whatever capacity that is. I can't imagine that standing on stage in a G-string bikini with your whole body out is something that comes naturally to you. So.
Definitely not the first time, but by the time I got on that stage for the third time this season, like nothing was like that pro stage, like the energy, and like I was like, this is it. And I was like out there, and I honestly got off the stage and I talked to my coach and I was like, I just had the time of my life. And she was like, I could tell. And it was like, oh, it's getting goosebumps. Yeah. But just like, and even when you can feed into the audience and you show that you're having so much fun, they feed into you. And it's just like this constant, like electric feeling.
I reckon that's something that changed about you last year, was maybe the nerves and everything got the better of you, or the not feeling quite good enough, or not something. I just think that energy exchange was so different. Just
I blacked out on stage. I don't even know what happened.
I did it all the time. I black out and I get off the other side and I'm like, cool.
You're like, what did I say?
Like, I remember nothing of the last 5 minutes. Great. But yeah, I definitely think that was a different energy this year. It was like you were so confident and feeling so much better in yourself, looking like a whole other thing and just so bloody good.
Yeah.
In saying that though, you are a bit of a recovering people pleaser. I think that there was a long time of your life where you did everything for everybody else, and it was a pretty hard thing to overcome.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I guess that held me back in a lot of ways. And in a lot of ways, I still probably am a people pleaser. And it's something I think that you will always work through, just like being a perfectionist. And there are things that, you know, you learn from your childhood, and it's like masking who you really are. And it's showing up in ways in your life that perfectionism and like people pleasing, and you're trying to fit this mold. So it's just definitely something I'm still working on, but I feel like I've broken down a lot of those barriers through, doing my apprenticeship, which I'm qualified in like 4 months if I can pass. And, doing bodybuilding as well. So just doing things for me finally, rather than what I think people should do.
Yeah, that's amazing. I think that it's good that you acknowledge that too, that it's like, it's not, I don't think you're ever fully recovered from anything. I think it's always recovering, and it's always like a daily active choice to be able to work through those things, especially when it comes to mental health and those sorts of things too. So I love that too. Yeah. As well as that, although people might still think you're a bit of an overachiever, we spoke about this because it was one of my notes, because you're also a recovering overachiever. Yeah. And you're like, well, I still achieve so much. I'm like, but my perception of this for you, and also for myself, because I think we're very much the same with this, is everything I used to do was because I was always trying to make other people happy and always trying to appear a certain way, and now everything I do is just for myself. Yeah, which is like so evident to see. I'm having so much fun.
And you do that like so unapologetically, and I love that, and I think that's why we get along so well. Yeah. But I'm definitely learning in this like post-comp phase, I'm learning a new level of kindness for myself as well, because like being an overachiever, like last year I recovered or reversed out of my like prep phase, and I was like just so hard on myself. And this year I've learnt to find a lot more kindness to myself, about being able to throw myself into like social situations where, my nutrition might not be 100% perfect, because I think like recovering is not just about recovering your body physically. Oh my God. But also psychologically, like 100%. Filling up your social cup is like something that I didn't do last year, and I really regret that I didn't.
Also, what you put yourself through to get to that stage as well is a fucking lot. Like, it's a lot. Like, you've gone from doing the most extreme things, like you said, kind of being a hermit and just focusing and being, and also striving for perfection through this, because that's what they're looking for. Right? And you're being judged on that so harshly. Yeah. But then also all of a sudden you're like, I can eat normal food and I can see everyone, and I feel like I haven't seen anyone in 6 months. And,
and it's like almost like reconnecting your mind with your body, because for 6 months of this year, I've gone against everything that my body is telling me. I've just gone laser focus, let's go. Whereas now I feel so disjointed because my mind and my body just aren't working as one. So like I'm working with a mindset coach at the moment to just like try and reconnect and be present, be kind to myself, learn how to be essentially a human again. That comes with a lot of challenges. And I think last year it wasn't so hard, but this year I had so many more variables. Like we pushed so much harder. I was completing for 9 weeks. I traveled. I leveling up each show. So like, of course, this post-comp was going to be a lot harder, but I'm there being kind.
That's good.
90% of the time.
I love that you say that too, though, because I've really had to learn, for my personal experience over the last few years, I've had to really learn to love my body despite everything it's going through for IVF. My body has changed a lot. Yes. Everything's changed. My boobs are as big as my head. I have a belly now. I have like a lot of weight and stuff I carry on my hips. But then
Still hot.
Thanks. But I had to learn to really love to just be in that because of what I have put my body through. And also I have to learn to love myself, because it's going to get probably worse when I have kids. Everyone tells me it will. But also I need to learn to love myself, because I want my children to love themselves.
Yeah. And like I think it's a generational thing too. Like if you can show them that you love yourself in all phases of your journey, then they're going to not have those self-worth issues growing up. And I think as well, I was listening to your podcast when, you were talking about burnout as well. And that's another example of you having to be so kind to yourself.
Oh my God. Listen, right? I think you just got to listen to what your body's telling you. I think it's also, and like, 90s babies represent, but it's just like you grow up in a time where people are ridiculed and told that they're not wearing enough makeup, they're too fat, they're too this, they're too that, they're too skinny, they're too everything. And you carry that through so much of your life that you're so hard on yourself because everybody around you is hard on you too. But then you learn, you're like, wow, what a load of shit that was.
Yeah. And I think as well, like being in a male-dominated industry, my body changes quite regularly being a bodybuilder because I go from like shred to build, etc.
Yep.
And I have had a lot of comments down on site. And I think to me that's taught me like a lot of resilience. So because I know my journey and I know what I'm doing and I'm like, I don't care what you think because I know exactly where I need to be. And look where that ended up. Like, so, I would gain weight, but I'm doing it for a purpose. And it's like gaining weight doesn't need to be seen as such a negative thing.
Where do you gain weight? In your fucking hair? Like, you don't have an ounce of weight on you.
Hopefully my booty.
I think I always find too that the comments like that, especially like, this isn't just for you, this is for like generally fit, strong, incredible athletic women, even online. It's always like the old, gross, lazy, foul people that are like commenting on like young, beautiful, fit, healthy people because it's just this like polarizing tall poppy syndrome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, I was like, bro, go back to your basement. Like,
and then like, it's so funny because when you're a bodybuilder, apparently everyone has the right to comment on your body. And it's like, if I said things to you, you would take them so like to heart. But to me, I'm like, I just have to be like, cool.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Love it.
I don't care. All I care about is what my coach Sam thinks and what the judges think, essentially.
My God. And but it's like all you really can care about is, like if you're competing, what the judges think of you and also what you think of yourself, right?
Yeah. I guess I need, But like, I think you've got to learn to love your body in all phases of the journey because bodybuilding isn't the shreds. You're literally like shredded for like, you're shredded for a while, but like you look that good for one day. A mere few hours, really. So if you're attaching your identity to being that shredded, then, bodybuilding probably isn't the sport for you.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. I'm going to put your crown on while you give me If you could, oh my God, it's so heavy. It's solid.
It's beautiful though, isn't it?
I love it. I feel very important already. I guess I just like, thank you so much for sharing your wisdom. I think you're fucking incredible. I think watching you go from this like quiet, small, tiny little person that you used to be to being this like bright, shiny, amazing human who dances around on stage with feathers and trophies and everything. But I think I love you because you've still stayed so humble. I love you because of who you are now and who you continue to grow into.
Stop.
But if you could dial back the life clock to when you were younger, I guess what like advice would you give yourself?
I guess I would tell myself to just stop trying to fit the mold of what everyone else thinks and just be unapologetically yourself.
Yeah.
Because I think for so long I would change who I am to please others and I wasn't happy. So I guess just being unapologetically yourself and myself, like that's what I would tell myself.
That's amazing.
Just to stop caring about what others think because they're going to love you, they're going to hate you. Either way, like not everyone is going to be your cup of tea. So
I love this one that I hear of all the time that it's like what other people think of me is none of my business.
I know. I actually had a workmate tell me that like and she actually lives on the sunny coast too.
Love that.
And she was like, what you think of me is none of my business.
No.
And I always think back to that and I'm like, that is so true.
Yeah, shut the fucking thing to yourself. Like, I don't really need to know.
Yeah.
No, I love that so much. And is there any final words or a little hot tip or anything that you want to finish on today?
Just making sure that your environment is suitable for the person that you want to be.
Yeah.
So, if you look around the room and you're hanging around people who don't necessarily want to grow like you do or live a life that you want to, then generally you're going to be that person too. So just making sure that you keep your circle tight, you reach out to your friends, even if you are in the depths of prep. Quick message, sorry, I'm busy.
Yeah, 100%.
But just keeping your circle tight and just always believing in yourself and pushing into that, leaning into that uncomfortable. Like it's okay to be uncomfortable. That's where you're going to grow.
That's where you're going to grow the most, for sure. I love that. And for anyone who wants to get to know Katie a little bit more and check out some of her fucking unbelievable photo shoots, give her a follow on Instagram. It's Katie Alexander, but it's Kattie Alexander with 2 R's on the end.
Yes, that is me.
Amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.